Hello everyone. Here in this video, we will be combining uncertainty for different independent as well as dependent sources. For that, we already have example in our screen. For example, if a country report uncertainty in forest carbon enhancement, in particular above ground biomass for two different types of vegetations, 250 megatons of carbon dioxide plus or minus 4 megatons of carbon dioxide and 350 megatons of carbon dioxide plus or minus 3 megatons of carbon dioxide. Here we are going to assume this 4 and 3 to be standard deviation for two different types of vegetations, and we will assume mean to be 0. And in column E, we have just mentioned the numbers of iterations we are going to make. Actually, we are going to make thousands iterations, and the more iterations you make, your result will be more closer to the accurate one. So it's better to make more iterations. And column F, we are going to use this norm inv functions in order to find the random number sample for distributions of the data with the given equations with this norm inv equations. And probability, we are just going to use a random number. We have a mean 0 in column C, and we have standard deviations in column B. And this will give us a number, and we are going to follow the same equations for all of the iterations for our thousands iterations. Here it goes, and we are going to do same for vegetations B. Random number. Mean for vegetations B is also 0. And standard deviations in column because we have these two numbers, and we are going to follow the same equations for every of the simulations. And then we are going to combine these two vegetations A and vegetations B number, and combine this two for every of these iterations, and we have these numbers. Then we are going to find combine uncertainty by finding standard by using this STDEV functions, standard deviation functions. And so our combined uncertainty for this independent source is 4.92, and we are going to do it for dependent source. For dependent source also, we are going to do thousands iterations. Actually, for dependent and independent source, the procedure is same, except this random the number we have generated, and here we will generate this random number. And we will be using same functions which we use for independent source, but the difference is in this, where we use some random numbers. We are going to use this numbers in column K for the dependent source. And we are going to use mean of column C and standard deviations in column B. Get this number. We're going to find a random, we are going to generate a random number for every of these iterations. Yeah, here it goes. And we are going to carry out the same equations for every of the iterations. Vegetation for B also we are going to use same equations. And our mean value in column C. And standard deviation in column B. The reason why we keep this $sign in front of C and as well as in back of C is that it is a hard cell reference, and it will allow same mean and standard deviation to be copied to every of these iterations for independent sources as well as dependent sources. That is why we use this $sign or hard cell reference. Here it goes. And we are going to combine column L and column M, and do same for every of these thousands iterations. Now we are going to find combine uncertainty for dependent source, and it will also use standard deviation function here and find the standard deviation. Here it goes. And yes, this is the combined uncertainty for dependent source. And in this way we are going to combine uncertainty for different dependent and independent source. However, the example for dependent source will not be valid, but this is the way we are going to combine these two.